Hey yo, what's up? How y'all doing? In today's video, we will talk about and go over the main ways to get amazing crosshair placement. In case you guys didn't know, having good crosshair placement helps with a lot of things. Things like aiming, editing, building, and fighting in general. Everything and all of these things come with good crosshair placement. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how you can achieve not only good crosshair placement, but the best crosshair placement. And hopefully this will help you go above and beyond your natural skill level. I'm going to be going over the do's and don'ts, like what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. Also, I'm going to go over a bunch of things to help my crosshair placement go from this to this. And I'm going to let you know right now, getting better at stuff like this is not going to be easy. It takes time. So don't expect to fully master your crosshair placement after watching this video. But without any further ado, let's get inside. I also put timestamps up so you can skip past whatever you know. Crosshair placement is the way you move or position your crosshair when aiming, building, or editing. Having good crosshair placement will make you a very efficient player. Most importantly, you won't waste time on movement. Meanwhile, while having bad crosshair placement can influence or cause more missed shots or inconsistent edits or builds. Let me show you some examples and techniques real quick. The first step to having good crosshair placement is to have good techniques. And not only do you need to know these techniques, you need to utilize them correctly. Okay, so the first step to having good crosshair placement is to make sure you have your gun at headshot level. Look at this bot. If I'm trying to get a headshot on this bot right here, right now, I'm not going to aim at his feet. I'm going to keep my crosshair rested at his head. Like I said, it's not just going to be anywhere, like on the left or right, anywhere. I'm going to make sure it's at the headshot level. It doesn't have to be at her head, but as long as it's at that level, that's all that matters. No matter what happens and no matter what we're doing in a fight, my gun will be at this level the whole entire time. Sometimes that may change based on if you're on a cone, or if they're on a cone, or if you're on the ramp and they're on the ramp, or if they're above or not. So just make sure you start off in the correct way to where it benefits you. And that way, no matter which way they turn around and go, your gun will always be at headshot level. And to be honest, the only thing you would have to worry about is them crouching. Because sometimes, yeah, people do crouch. But besides that, you don't want to have it too high up or too low down. Just make sure it's at headshot level. I want to have my crosshair already up by the time I finish my edit. And you don't want to end your edits off like this. That's just going to mess up your shot. And no, you don't want to focus on having your crosshair headshot level the whole entire time when you're building and editing. You want to focus on that last with your last edit. So look, if I'm editing, of course my crosshair is going to be down here. And that's because I'm editing, right? When I edit, my crosshair goes all over the place. And let's say as soon as I got done editing, I wanted to shoot. But that's not where I want to start looking for damage. I want to put this wall and then I want to edit just like this and release it when I'm looking up already. There shouldn't be no release it down and then look up. You want to release it only at the point of shooting. So let's say there's someone right here behind this wall and you want to edit and shoot them. Basically, this is the type of edit that you don't want to make. You see what my crosshair is? It's nowhere near the player. But yeah, I did finish the edit, but like I said, it's nowhere near the player at all, and that's not good. In order for me to shoot him, I would have to turn and then shoot, and that's not fast enough. You want to grab the edit and release it while looking at the player. You see how my crosshair is already lined up on the player? You want to always hold your edit and then release it at the right time when it's already on them. You see that? You see that? You see that? You see that? I'm a troll. You see that? Look, every time. You want to do it the same way every time. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. And the same thing applies with the top half edit. Let's say I want to edit and then shoot, right? You see how far I would have to reach over to shoot? That's a lot of unnecessary movement. Instead, you want to release it in the area that they're in. So instead of doing this and then flicking back and shooting them and technically almost messing up your shot, you can just edit and release it in the area that they're in. This eliminates all the unnecessary movements that you might make, but mainly it just saves you time. So keep this in mind when you make edits like this. Same thing goes for peanut butter. All you have to do is just release it at the head. That's way better than just selecting the edit and then releasing way up here and then trying to look right back down. That's super inconsistent. And little do you know, confirm edit and release has a lot to do with this. You know how people say you can't be a good competitive player unless you turn off confirm edit and release? I'm gonna show you what they mean. The only way for me to get this edit done is if I release right. And of course I'm gonna want to edit this wall fast, right? And of course where I release it doesn't matter, as long as I'm getting it done fast, right? And most people that play edit and release think the same thing, but that right there just creates bad habits. This is not how you want to play or edit, because of course if you see somebody, you're going to want to edit as fast as possible, right? That's common sense. Just edit real quick and get the shot off. But the only way you can release these edits as fast as possible is by exposing yourself. So boom, let's say I want to edit this wall as fast as possible. My crosshair placement is automatically messed up. I have to drag it back down. I wouldn't have enough time to cover myself up with the wall or line up my shot because the wall would already be edited. And since it's so fast and I'm not even ready myself, I'm not even covered. I'm just as surprised and confused as the person that I'm making the edit on. You see, if I didn't have confirm edit and release on, I could edit this wall, pre-line up a shot, without making the mistake of editing the tiles down here. I wouldn't have to worry about grabbing them. That's really the main biggest issue. But if I did have edit and release on, which I do, most likely I'm going to release the edit up here somewhere, and no, my shot would not be lined up. Therefore, I would have to find them again, also reline up my shot all over again, and by that time they would have already did damage to me, because after I made my edit, I would have to get ready all over again, and that's not good. And once again, you'll be leaving yourself open for damage. So if you do have edit and release on, what you want to do is edit the wall and release while looking at the player. I recommend you to hold it for as long as possible and release it once it's on their head at the right time. And of course, you can't shoot right away. Don't expect your gun to shoot instantly. You have to give your shotgun time to pull out, and this is how it looks. You see how that could be helpful? Same thing applies when editing down. Let's say I want to edit down on this bot, right? When I drop down and put these builds, I'm not going to look all the way down. I'm not going to look straight down and drop into this box, because then I will have to look all the way back up and I'm going to overshoot it and then be looking up like right here. But if you start off right, boom, first covering up the area before you show yourself. 2, you can release this floor once you look in the correct spot to place that wall and not a second before, because the edit and release and giving them a split second to shoot you. You put that wall in that cone and then you're looking at the wall, trying to assume where they are and lining up a headshot at headshot level. But if you do know where they are, you keep your gun aimed at them, hold the wall edit and release it once it's at their head. And of course you can see the blueprint, the gray build over the blue showing you where the wall is going to be, and that's when you hug the side and go for a jiggle peek. Also, certain situations like this, I had to look up this high and release it so I won't mess up my edit. You see how bad I'm positioned in this fight? Once again, I'm exposing myself and showing myself before I even know where they are. They can still walk up and shoot me. You never want to show yourself before you're ready to shoot, and edit and release does that every single time. So let's say they were walking up on this ramp, and not only that, let's say I'm releasing my crosshair right here, because I know if I release it down here, I'm going to mess up my edit. So I have to release it up here as soon as I finish my edit and then find him and then shoot him. That whole entire time while I'm doing all of that, he could be coming up with a plan, he could be shooting my wall out, anything could be happening. I'm wasting time, and I'm also giving them time to read me. But let's say if I didn't have confirm edit and release on, let me cut it off right now. Once I grab this edit like I want to, you see I can just aim my crosshair anywhere I want to. I have full control. I can pre-line up my shots, edit, and then shoot. You see how much easier this is? As soon as I edit, I'm already shooting. And you may not think that's overpowered, but it is. Let's say I was trying to edit this wall and then put another wall. If I have edit and release on and I'm trying to edit fast, I'm going to edit this wall and it's going to expose me, and I'm not going to have enough time to look to the left and put this wall down in time. Only way I can do that is if I edit this wall when I'm ready and I'm already looking in this area. But that's way harder to do if I have edit and release on. I'm going to release this wall edit before I'm even facing that direction. Let's say I wanted to edit this wall, right? And if I have confirm edit and release on, I would have to release this wall and then find him. The whole time, if somebody edited a wall like this on me and is wide open before they can even aim at me and shoot me, I'm going to get my shot out first. I have enough time to walk over here like this and look into the shot. But if you didn't have confirm edit and release on, you can release this edit directly at this spot and get your shot off as soon as you drop that wall. That way they won't even have enough time to predict you or even line up the shot that they want to get, because you would be shooting as soon as the wall would be dropping. And like I said, that way you won't leave yourself open. Same thing with this top half edit in this spot. If confirm edit and release was on, I will release this wall edit before I even get to it, or before I even know where the person is. But from their perspective, if they're right here, they can see everything and they're just waiting on me. If I were to stand in there, they would be able to see my whole body. All they would have to do is just jump up and shoot me. I'm really just helping them out at that point, because I can't see a single thing. And that's me exposing myself before I'm ready to be seen. But if I didn't have it on, I could wait. I could hold this edit and release it once I find him. Feel me? It's just way better. So I recommend you to learn how to play without using confirm edit and release, because yes, overall it will make you a better player, especially in comp or in serious fights. You can take 10, 20, 30 minutes out of your day in your free build and just turn it off to get a good feel. Continue to do everything that you usually do, but just get a good feel and practice, and then you can cut it right back on and continue playing like you're playing. If you do this every single day for like a week, you will get better without it, and eventually you won't need it at all. That's what I've been doing, and that's what you should be doing too, because it will improve your crosshair placement. And once you do, you will notice that you can edit way faster. In general, you're going to eliminate a lot of extra movement. Let's say I wanted to edit this wall, right? I will edit and select, and me being delayed trying to release my R2, me trying to let go of my select button, my crosshair will be all the way up here before I'm even able to release, and that's going to mess me up, and that's me wasting time. But let's say I have a good reaction time and I can tell exactly where to stop at. Like I can stop myself and cut myself off as soon as I select all the tiles, and I know exactly how to do that because my reaction time is just so good. Manually, I can cut myself off before I even reach these other spots, and that will make me a faster editor. And if you know how to control your crosshair like minimally, it'll make you 1,000,000 times faster. So serious. Same thing with doing double edits or triple edits, it really don't matter. You can confirm your edits from way further away. Imagine how slow it is selecting and releasing on your own. Nobody's that perfect or consistent. You confirm it manually, you won't have to worry about releasing after selecting. Releasing is the slow part, and that makes you less consistent. That's the problem, taking your finger off the button, or even knowing if you took your finger off the button to begin with. You confirming on your own saves time because you can manually speed up on your own once you get good with it. I can confirm both of these edits as fast as possible as soon as I select them, and I won't waste no time. Mainly this video is for control players because honestly the main people that struggle with crosshair placement are control players that play confirm edit and release. And we already solved the confirm edit and release problem. Now it's time to talk about controller problems in general. And that first starts off with cutting your sense down. You don't want to have a fast look. You can have a fast edit or building, but you don't want to have a fast look. That's going to mess you up bad. Let's say I was just building and playing around on this sense, right? See how hard it is for me to edit? It's just loose. It looks fast and it looks cool, but it's loose. I don't have much control. And I know you may think, oh, I need fast sense to catch up, or if I don't have fast sense, my clip's not gonna look the same. I'm not gonna look good at the game, this, that, and the other. You can still look fast and look good at the game. You just have to understand how to. Because if everything is fast, doing like minimum, like little tasks would be so hard. Every time I swipe, it's gonna be down here every single time. And I have no control over that. That is not my fault. It's just because my sense is so high. And of course, it's always going to be hard to get back from places if your sense is just so high. So I'm really losing my control in between doing this and then this. And when it comes down to aiming, that's a whole nother story. I'm definitely going to mess up. But not mess up necessarily, but miss more often. But look how much control I have when I cut it down. You see how stable this is? I don't have to swipe as hard and I can still get things done. Look at the comparison. I don't have to worry about my crosshair going out of control because it's always going to be in the same area. Now it's time to talk about the 3 zones. We got upper, which is used for editing up. We got lower, which is used for editing down. And we got the center, which is mainly used for wall edits or going straight or just like, you know, simple shooting. You don't want to pass these 3 zones. If you go beyond, you're just setting yourself up. The upper level is used for edits going up. You don't want to look up too high, and you want to get familiar with looking up this high. You don't want to ever look up past this point or low. That ain't gonna do nothing but mess you up. And any edits that you do going up are going to be in that same upper area. As long as you're looking up, everything that you have to do is in that same upper area. And as for lower, every edit and everything you do going down is in the lower area. You don't want to look too far down for this. You just want to look down at a certain distance. It's kind of hard to explain, but just don't look too far down. Look at the same level when playing downwards. There's no need for you to go this high, this low, that low. Just be at a certain range, and at that range you can do whatever you want to do. But if you memorize these ranges, you can get to them way faster. And I don't even have to look that far down. Just look down just like this, and everything lines up. Before we continue, use code Frizzy in the Fortnite item shop before purchasing any cosmetic items. Even if you buy or use my code in general, I'm grateful, regardless. Thank you, and shout out to everyone that already uses it. I love all y'all. But when you go into Reddish practice map and do these drills, you're going to realize how everything lines up. You're going to realize how things line up and how everything is more simpler when you pay attention to these zones. And one more underrated tip is that you don't need to focus that hard on your crosshair. A lot of people focus really hard on their crosshair and they don't even pay attention to what's going on. So I'm going to cut it off and show you what it's like to not have it. And this is all to prove that you don't even need it. If you focus too much on your crosshair, they lose track of the person they're fighting because they're too locked into their crosshair. And the only time that you actually need to focus on your crosshair is when you're aiming. And if you have a gaming monitor, you should use your on-screen gaming crosshair. It's literally built into the monitor. Well, in most gaming monitors. And no, it does not show up in your recording, as you can see. And for me, mine's, it fits right into my reticle. That way it's not distracting me from anything. And it's pretty much dead on, so it's not gonna bother me. And I also have another tip for triple editing. You to put your head up all the way into this floor, like this. Of course you wanna build a cone and floor, but you wanna spam edit through everything as fast as possible. Line everything up and tackle it as quick as possible. And remember, your head needs to touch the floor. And this is a good way to practice your speed and alignment. But anyways, that's it for this video. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And for those of y'all that thought I was going, I'm not going. I'm just busy. But I will always still post eventually. And recently I upscaled my videos to 4K. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but yeah, it should look a little better. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure. I'm not. But anyways, just know you guys can do anything in this world. Y'all can literally be the best. Y'all can do and take over any field. You can be the best of your game, like literally your game. You can be the best at whatever you do, the top of your game. And I learned this from experience. All it takes is time and dedication and being different. That's all it takes. You just keep doing that, keep pushing it, and keep improving based on your mistakes, and pay attention to your mistakes. That's really the main thing. Because if you don't pay attention to your mistakes and what works and what doesn't work, you're going to be stuck in that same spot and you won't see no improvement, no growth, no anything. You have to find out what you're doing wrong and how to improve it in some way, shape, or form. Whether it be content, thumbnails, quality, information, you can always make something better. I promise you. But anyways, that's it. I hope y'all have a good day or a good night, whatever time it is for y'all. I love all y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy this video. Peace out and bye. What the hell, LeBron James? What the hell, Barry?